Hey Leo, this read is for you guys. So let's get all started with the oracle cards here. And we'll see what the universe has in store for you today. So universe, what do you got to say to Leo? What messages do you got? You got some advice? You got some guidance for Leo? Maybe some affirmations? Maybe some warnings? And all the cards are jumping out of my hands. So I think we're about ready to get started here. Alrighty. Let's see what she's got for you guys today. So I have the base chakra, which can speak to the physical body or to money. I have the throat chakra, which tends to speak to communication. I have partnerships and alliances. I got a lot of chakras here. I got the heart chakra, which speaks to relationships and healing. And I have harmony, which you can see definitely refers to some sort of a relationship. I'm almost wondering if this is a business relationship that we're talking about because of the base chakra with money. Like it's definitely obviously a relationship. And I wonder if there isn't issues with your lines of communication and you guys being able to speak your mind with each other or have a real open, honest dialogue. So I got patience, triumphant success. I got the crown chakra, which tends to speak to spirituality. I got patience and planning. And I have deception and envy. So I wonder if this isn't a partnership in business. And maybe it feels like, depending on the type of business that you have, that one person is making more progress than the other, or is being more successful at it than the other, and there might be some negative feelings there. I feel like pulling more of these guys before I start with the tarot. I got the waiting game, I got emotional withdrawal, I got victory and success, and I got the third eye chakra, which tends to speak to sort of your intuition here. I'm feeling like there's some sort of an unbalance in this relationship. Maybe somebody's done more of the work than the other one, or they're just having more success in their area of the business and the other person is struggling more and getting frustrated. Universe, if you could clarify this read for me, make sure I'm painting an accurate picture here for Leo. Just help me build on what we got so far. Maybe help them see their way through the situation. Give some helpful advice. And everything's starting to jump around, so I'm going to get started here. I have the Magician here, and he tells me that you're well equipped to handle this situation. You have all the tools that you need to be successful. I have the Four of Swords. He speaks to me in this of, I feel like taking time to reflect on the situation and being able to look at it objectively. That's just the vibe that I get when I look at this card. I have the Two of Swords, which speaks of deadlock, trouble making a decision, having a hard time seeing the truth in a situation. I think taking a step back and maybe meditating on it, really thinking about it, is going to help you to see it clearly, taking sort of emotion out of it and looking at just the logic of the situation. I have the Six of Pentacles, and to me in this he speaks of an even give and take. I'm going to keep pulling here because I want to keep building on this story. So I have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles to me speaks of new beginnings, and it's usually new beginnings in sort of a financial area of your life. So I think that speaks to this business partnership as well. I feel like the success of this business too is not going to happen overnight. Like this venture is going to take a while, and that's why I got patience and I got the waiting game. And I think a huge part of whether this business succeeds or not, and how long it's going to take to succeed, I think is dependent on you and your partner and how well the two of you function together. Because I also got Justice, the scales here, and to me she just speaks of balance. I have the Knight of Swords, and sometimes he can speak to a chaotic feeling energy. So I wonder if part of the issues isn't being able to sort of organize what needs to get done and how it's going to get done, and being a little more methodical about it. Maybe this partner of yours bounces around kind of from one thing to another, and then nothing really gets done because they're just kind of all over the place. Okay, so I pulled the Queen of Wands, and I know each of these cards has their own meaning. Sometimes I just get impressions from a card as soon as I look at it, and the word I got with her was communication. Was just communicate, 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 and that is going to be your biggest thing. And then as I went down the line at the end of my draw here, I pulled the Eight of Wands, which actually does speak of communication. So for me, it sort of reinforces what I think your biggest issue is in this relationship is being able to talk things through without somebody get offended or having hurt feelings, being able to just talk about it logically and take ego out of the situation and our own hang-ups. Because I got the Hanging Man too, and that's what he speaks of. In here to me, he speaks of your own hang-ups and holding yourself back. And I think it's going to be ego that holds you back. And I think it might be this other person. Maybe they don't want to be open to hearing suggestions of how they can improve. I do have the Six of Swords, however, and the Six of Swords speaks of moving from rockier times into smoother times. And I think that also speaks of this communication and you guys improving your communication. I think you're going to see an instant change, not just in the dynamic of the relationship, but also in the progression of the business as well. I think you're going to start to see some financial payoffs and some growth in the business from being able to do that. I have the King of Swords here. And he speaks to me of a warning, along with, I think he sort of ties in with the emotional withdrawal. It's sort of getting, I think he warns of getting pissed off with the other person, or maybe the other person possibly getting pissed off with you when you start speaking your mind and start closing themselves off, and sort of well, it'd almost be like cutting off your nose to spite your face, right? So they're so angry at you that they're not even willing to hear the suggestions. They're not willing to work on anything. They sort of dig in deeper with what they're doing, which is the thing that's holding you guys back anyway. So they're just making the situation work just because now it's a pissing war. I have the Two of Wands here, which speaks of choosing a path, but also a partnership as well. I think it speaks to both of those things in this. That each of you are going to have to choose which path you're going to take, whether you're both going to put in the effort to make this situation work, to make this business work, to grow this partnership, to make it more beneficial, and make the business successful, or whether you're just going to get so pissed at each other that you're going to dissolve it. Because I do have the Tower as well, and it speaks of a disappointing ending, and I think that ties into one of the choices that obviously the two of you are going to have. You could both choose to walk away. I don't feel like that's the way to go. I feel like if you choose to make the change, both of you, because not just one person, right? Any relationship, it always takes two on both sides. It's not just one person that can fix it all. Everybody's got to put the effort in. And I feel like that if both of you do, you're going to see a huge financial payoff in this. You're going to see success in your business. You're going to reap the financial harvest. But it's going to all be about ego, and letting that go. And so I got the Temperance card, and to me she speaks of finding a balance between logic and emotion. And again, that's something that you guys are going to have to do. You're going to have to pull the emotion out of it and not get offended when the other person has a suggestion or a criticism as well. You're going to have to be able to hear it, and give it careful consideration, because it's not just about this partnership. It's about building a business and a future for both of you. I feel like if you can find that balance, you will definitely triumph. That's what the Six of Wands speaks to me of, triumph. I have the Wheel of Fortune card as well, which speaks of your fortunes changing for the better. So definitely positive things manifesting for you there. And I got the Empress card too, and to me in this read, I get the vibe off of her that, okay, this person, I think you know that this person is going to have a tendency to be super offended by whatever you say, and so you're going to have to take sort of the mommy approach. You're going to have to take a much softer, diplomatic approach in all of this. You still have a right to speak your mind. Definitely do that. But I would suggest that you do it in a way that doesn't guarantee that this person's going to just dig in and as they said on The Office, spider face. Instead of she cut off her nose to spite her face, it was she cut off her nose to spider face. And I think they have a tendency to spider face. And so, even though you have every right to say what you need to say, and I think you need to do it to be able to give any of this a chance of being successful, I think you just need to be diplomatic in how you do it, so that you don't trigger those tendencies in the other person. But then, in the same token, once you've done that, it still is up to them whether they're receptive and willing to work with you on it. So I have Rest and Rejuvenate, I have Love Begins, Triumph, and Light. So to me, the Rest and Rejuvenate in this read, it speaks of you guys doing the work to build this partnership and to nurture it so that your business can be successful. The Love Begins, to me, that speaks of this new business, because I feel like both of you feel passionate about what you're doing and passionate about making this work and what this is. I think if the two of you can do that, I think you're definitely gonna triumph. You're gonna have that success. That's what the Light card speaks to me of as well, is the vast potential of this business venture and this partnership as well. But like I said, it takes two. So put on your best diplomatic face when you gotta say what you gotta say, but get those lines of communication open, because I feel like that's the only way that you guys are gonna succeed, and I feel like you very much can succeed and be very successful in all of this. Alrighty guys, I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated with you. I hope it makes a difference for you guys in your life and helps you to to do what you need to do to be successful. All right, take care, guys.